Things are cooling off outside, but inside the community, the temperature is still set to scramble mode. Justin said people have made tangible progress, so a lot of you are trying to squeeze in one more BOTG push before winter. Wolverine? Some point out that a wolverine doesn't narrow much. All of the western states are named. And yep, Alaska gets brought up too. Counter ideas, ringtail, condor, Canada lynx, desert tortoise, pronghorn, ocelot, black bear, wolf coyote, even a freshwater sponge cameo. Thanks, hypnotized mission. Basically, the community is trying hard to find the animal that Justin saw while hiding the treasure. Was it his spirit animal? Useful framing from Jules 55. The species matters only if it shrinks the map. If it doesn't constrain geography, it's probably noise. PDFs are flying. MC Squared shared an animal probabilities breakdown. Black and Blue posted an endangered species grid for Western states. Takeaway. Great brainstorming, but don't latch on to an animal unless it materially collapses the search area. Who Trolls Nye wonders if Ursa East is bear right. Some has seen similar thinking near Blacktail Deer Creek. Let's talk golf. Foot of 3 at 20 degree. A 3-iron has 20-degree loft. Return the face square at impact, double pendulum to double arcs. That even sounds like too much of a stretch for this golfer. Double arcs show up in fly fishing too. Takeaway. Whether it's golf physics or a fly cast, double arcs keeps echoing. File that under recurring shapes. Turdberger chased a technical clue thread to tides and then to the moon. Intervals between clock times 12 hours and 25 minutes. Returning her face by using a lunar mapping, craters of the moon ideas, Pink Floyd nods. Some like the elegance, others warn about confirmation bias. Takeaway, just be sure the poem still leads, and the site-specific checks close the loop. Thiggy stumbled on a geocache, 3 books inside, cool but likely a red herring. Takeaway, fun side finds happen. Don't let them hijack the poem's path. All right, explorers, round 2. The Wall of Yarn era has officially begun. We've got folks blowing up the poem and map, stringing color-coded threads like a 90s detective show. Honestly, I love it. If it helps you see connections, it's a tool, not a meme. A post-interview YouTube breakdown is making the rounds. Easy, but you still have to use your brain. People like that, it feels in character with the hunt. Approachable steps, not hand-holding. Expect a mini wave of cipher boards and start-to-finish walkthroughs as people test it on BOTG routes. The no fees versus small fee tension popped up again. Parking versus entry versus permits. Keep that in mind when you vet a location. Mazouz and Thiggy argue there are multiple valid on-ramps. Safe Combo is a starting location. Arcade cover art equals a starting location. Acknowledgements page equals a starting location. Netflix tie-ins equals yet another lens. Takeaway. Justin built this for different kinds of thinkers. Several trails to one gate. Then there's only one way in. Music keeps pinging the radar. Definitive hint in a song remains in play. Poncho reminds us, unless Justin definitively says it, poem first. Oracle of Alberta echoes Justin's comment, probably not as far as people think. Keep scale realistic. Community Radar picked up repeated horseshoe imagery, with some reading them as omega motifs. Another grounded take, sometimes a shoe is a shoe. Still, one hunter mentioned an old dump of discarded shoes at the end of a long hike. File that under Curious Field Notes. What led people to pick their state? Book clues nudged the most votes. Map and Netflix references were close behind. A healthy slice admitted a feeling. Songs barely registered this week. Interesting, given the rumored definitive song hint. A lively back and forth on Old West photos. Is it this historical figure or that one? The safer takeaway. The book's titles, e.g. Old Frontier, are breadcrumb containers. Use them to frame time and place, not to force fit a celebrity ID side trail. Included a nod to a famous frontier woman and a Montana saloon museum. Fascinating color, but keep the poem in the driver's seat. Crafty folks floated ideas for pins and keychains. Another joked about the plural of compass. Community humor remains elite. Someone asked if a website image was AI or handmade. No definitive answer. Treat site art as thematic unless it's been called out by the creator. Community shoutouts. Thanks to Wait What? One-Eyed, Swilly, Phryne Bonham Carter, Who Trolls Nigh, Ryan, GDBME, Variation, No1381, MC Squared, Jules55, Thiggy, Black and Blue, Hypnotized Mission, Hairless Cactus, Oracle of Alberta, Sir Schwingy, Jess in the West, Poncho, PWBIV, Riviera, Tracy, Tyrion Deo, Gnarled Oak, Run Boy, Cool May, Altruistic Cheese, Mazeus, and the rest of you Night Owl Cluehawks. You make this fun. More music shares, including a lovely instrumental collab. Even if a track isn't the song, note recurring lyric themes. Time, memory, return. Okay, explorers. Round 3. The yarn boards are multiplying, the poem's blown up on the wall, and somewhere a printer is screaming for mercy. Let's hit the highlights. A new cipher walkthrough is circulating after the interview. Approachable, but you still have to think. People like that, it feels on brand for this hunt. Simple steps, layered payoffs. Wordplay experiments continue. Unscrambles that only work if you drop a letter. PSA, that's fine as a hypothesis, but make it earn its keep. If you delete a letter, it must be rule-driven. Acrostic omission, keyed drop, consistent pattern. Not because it fits a quick test. If your cipher rule can solve 2 different passages in the ecosystem with the same method, promote it from cute to field-worthy. Is Justin tricking AI? A sharp take is making the rounds. The obvious mirrors between book and poem might be decoys for AI. The real links could be indirect echoes, themes refracted through scenes, e.g. a theater memory as shadowed sight, a drought migration as water's silent flight. I like this lens. Translation, don't stop at book line equals poem line. Ask, what's the concept behind the scene? Then look for that concept encoded mechanically in the poem. Q and A nerves, stupid questions, and process design, big dose of humanity this week. Folks feeling embarrassed about questions they asked live. Here's the crowd wisdom that emerged. There are no stupid questions, only different data probes. Read your question out loud first. Trim it to one ask. Use process of elimination. Ask what's ruled out, e.g., is this chapter clue-free? Versus trying to force confirmations. Bonus mantra, fail upwards. The hunt rewards iteration, not perfection. The number 42, pop culture, and guardrails. The 42 motif popped up, and yes, some winked at Hitchhiker's Guide. It might be a meme, it might be a breadcrumb, it might be nothing. Rule of thumb, if a number doesn't constrain a map or operate a mechanism, counting, indexing, compass degrees, clock offsets, keep it in the fun column until it proves work. Stories as maps, symbolic, not literal. Several hunters felt validated by the idea that locations may be depicted within stories, not as literal place names, but as symbolic scaffolding. That fits the hunt's ethos, approachable plus layered. Just keep the poem in the driver's seat and make the stories the wayfinding overlay, not the steering wheel. Community Angels cleaned and shared interview transcripts, Part 1 and Part 2, with filler removed. Super helpful for indexing exact phrasing. A small factual nod about a named person in a related story got sanity checked and confirmed. Good reminder, verify before you build on it. Pro move, start a running, date-stamped quote bank with 3 columns, exact line, source/time code, and why this matters. It stops misremembering from snowballing. Marshmallows, horseshoes, and other curios. Yes, someone once caught trout with marshmallows. No, that doesn't break the poem, but it's a hilarious reminder that bait can be unexpected. Repeated horseshoe imagery sparked omega-shaped speculation. Countertake. Sometimes a horseshoe is just a horseshoe. If you chase it, demand a map function. Bearing, arc, orientation, count. Side note, an old pile of discarded horseshoes exists after a hike. Cool field note, File it until the poem points there. The vibe after the big interview, re-energized. Some folks couldn't get a word in live. Others did and second-guessed themselves later. But the net effect is positive. More eyes, better ideas. A clean 2-hour transcript dropped later in the week. Use it to calibrate your questions and tighten your model of what's confirmed versus community lore. Keep the wall of yarn. Just make each string earn its thumbtack. Next time, we'll kick off the 10 Hints miniseries with the rumored song and a zero-nonsense way to test candidates without chasing noise. Keep your compass true and your coffee hot. Are there clues in Reddit threads? Sometimes, but they're best treated as pressure tests for your solve, not shortcuts. Here's what bubbled up this week. Truth rests not in clever minds. What does that mean? Some read this as a warning against connect-the-dots solvers, over-patterning the map until anything fits. Others note the phrasing can be parsed a few ways. Either way, the vibe is, prefer clear, rule-based mechanics over gallery wall spaghetti. Nice contrast popped up, clever versus wonder. Connect the dots is a childhood pattern tool. Maybe the hunt wants simple perception more than clever contortions. Heuristic. If your solve needs you to drop a letter or bend a rule just this once, it's probably the wrong street. Mines and vines. Setting guardrails. Reminders from the rules plus stories. Not a tunnel or mine. Don't bushwhack a jungle. Translation. Access should be sane. If your route requires machetes or spelunking, you've drifted. Checkpoint timing and motion consensus trend. You're at least halfway through the poem when you find the checkpoint. Many think it's more like 80%. The checkpoint functions as a fixed vantage. You mostly observe confirmations, phrases like round the bend, shadowed sight, as hope surges, clear and bright, without moving much. Cast your pole may be observational, aim, alignment, azimuth, rather than literal fishing. Corollary. Poles in a story were left, not cast. Word choice matters. Field drill. Pick a suspected checkpoint. From one spot, verify 3 poem visuals in your single field of view. If you need to roam around, it's not a checkpoint. Sun, solstice, and the music of time. One elegant theory pairs clock times with true solar events, e.g. a solstice signing plus solar noon, dawn offsets. It then layers fractions, fourths, and even 42 through musical ratios and syllable counts. It's beautiful, but beauty isn't proof. It must land in repeatable site geometry, shadows, lines that work broadly, not just on one day at 1 minute. And it must still walk the poem forward. Rule. A numerology idea graduates only when it sets a bearing, distance, or timing you can test on the ground. Antelope horns, herons, cranes. Motif or mechanism? Pronghorn horns showed up a lot in media. People swung between obvious clue and range too broad to narrow. A blue heron statue, a sandhill crane mention, same issue. If a creature or object doesn't collapse the search area or operate a step, angle, count, orientation, treat it as theme until proven otherwise. Map function test. For any motif, answer, what job does it do? If it doesn't change direction, distance, or when you do a thing, it's decoration. Return the face, X's, animals as directions. A home-built overlay zigzags the official map, returns a face to make an X, ties stops to animals and cardinal directions. Clever. But the creator admits it's a home solve, and the hunt requires BOTG to complete the clues. Good lesson. Desk maps can propose, the ground must dispose. Reddit is a great place to stress test. Pull out the mechanics that survive contact with the poem and the ground. Leave the rest as inspiration. Third-party app watch. Raccoon Bounty pops up. So is this another website? Has Justin approved this gambit? My spidey sense says, no, pretty much the Reddit vibe this week. What it is, a fan-run site that gamifies BTME study with chapter rooms, monthly puzzle trails, a leaderboard, and an optional prize pool. Season 1 claims to feature Beyond the Map's Edge with a bounty $1,500 plus for the top-ranked hunter by October 2026. Is it official? Approved by Justin? I couldn't find any public endorsement or link on Justin's official site, treasure.quest, or rules page as of October 7th, 2025. That strongly suggests it's not an official companion, just a community project. If this changes later, we'll update. Where it came from. The launch note making the rounds on Reddit frames it as a companion app for BTME, skill building and book club structure. Not a solve in a box. Free tier with delayed access, paid tier for immediate access and eligibility for the yearly bounty. Should you sign up? Totally optional. The poem still requires BOTG. No website will do that part for you. If you're cautious, same. Here's a safe way to think about it. Treat it as fan content. Cool for practice and structure, but not canon unless Justin says otherwise. Cross-check everything against the poem and rules. I'm not signing up right now. If the creator green-lights it later, great. More tools for the toolbox. Until then, I'll treat it like any other fan project. Fun for drills, not authoritative. Poem first, ground truth second, everything else, maybe. If you've logged 200 hours and feel stalled, you're not alone. The feed this week was equal parts poetry, perseverance, and a few comedy detours that reminded everyone to breathe. The 200-hour wall and how to climb it. One hunter hit a breaking point after months of work and a tough BOTG, then posted a trail find. Another hunter tried to cheer them up with Lament of the Irish Gold Hunter. Mood captured. Replies rallied around the same truth. Beauty is part of the bounty. Go prepared to come home empty-handed and still win the day with memories, new maps, and better questions. Sleep on it, then rewrite your solve in 10 lines max. 10 clues. List everything you're ignoring. If that list is longer than what you're confirming, pivot. Pick one stanza to field test next week. Not 5. 1. Bride. Clarifications. Alive, not a living person. Fresh consensus forming. The bride is not a living person. So if your plan involves crashing an actual wedding, nope. Smarter candidates. A feature, natural or man-made. Possibly named after a person or tied to star lore. Some pitched constellations. Others noted wording like, stand guard should match the object's posture/role. Heuristic. If she can't plausibly stand guard at ancient gates 24/7, it's probably metaphor, or the wrong she. Checkpoints, more see, less run. The checkpoint acts like a fixed vantage where multiple poem visuals snap into place. Round the bend, shadowed sight, as hope surges, clear and bright. You mostly observe, you don't pinball around. Field drill. From one spot, confirm 3+ poem specifics with your eyes. If you have to roam, that ain't a checkpoint. Ethics reminder landed hard. Don't insert yourself into private lives or events. The hunt isn't a hall pass for weird. The debate lives. Harlequin Lake and Iron Springs came up again alongside the no fee to access line. Some argue a loophole could still allow a park-adjacent or gate-free access route. Others take the statement at face value and rule Y and P out. A neat community note. Differences between printed ebook and audiobook lists sparked speculation about why certain places were or weren't marked off. 27, 42, 388, 310, even rotated numerals and hell wordplay. Coulter's Hell, Your Yellowstone History, all flew by. Nice ideas, but numerals need jobs. Bearing, distance, count, cadence, or timing. If a number doesn't move you on the ground, it's decoration. Water's silent flight, springs and sacred places. Some shifted from Harlequin Lake to Iron Springs, chasing the spring-fed interpretation and the hunt's vibe of wonder. Even promising sites stalled when a single phrase, e.g. flow or outflow, didn't fit. That's good science. One mismatch can save you months. Reports of an arrow visible only from a certain distance/angle equals classic parallax trap. It feels like fate. It's often landscape coincidence. Photos set to beat pareidolia. Take the same 5 shots at every candidate. Wide context, approach line, feature close-up, compass, azimuth, annotated pano. Compare across sites. Real checkpoints stay consistent. Illusions don't. Fast wins for this week. Bride sanity check. List 3 non-human candidates you can physically visit that could stand guard. Prioritize the one with a named gate or pass. Fee audit. Can you reach your spot without an entry fee or by a fee-free legal route? If not, demote it. Number 2 action. For each number you're carrying, write the verb it performs. Indexes letters, sets bearing, sets time. Numbers without verbs go to the parking lot. Community shoutouts to the BOTG diehards chasing one more trip before snow. Your field notes keep the rest of us honest. To the animal sleuths who built probability charts and endangered species grids. Thanks for separating signal from, "aw, cute." To the Cypher crew turning post-interview ideas into approachable, rule-based tests, brains on, bias off. To the transcript elves who clean the long Q and A's, time codes and quotes equals gold. To the stringboard artists with walls of yarn, every thread that earns its thumbtack moves the hunt forward. To the checkpoint scientists proving 3+ poem visuals from one fixed vantage, chef's kiss methodology. To the numbers with job squad who won't keep 2742 unless it sets a bearing, distance, or time. Amen. To the ethics and safety keepers reminding us, no weddings, no weird, follow the rules, check the fees. To the satire specialists who keep us laughing and cautious when a wild theory almost sounds plausible. To the lore librarians surfacing frontier history, place names, and context without forcing the fit. To the double-arc detectives, from fly lines to golf swings, tracking recurring shapes with restraint. To the family vibe makers making music, memories, and meaning along the way, the real treasure. To the builders and tool tinkerers experimenting with companion drills and study rooms. Treat it like a workbench, not canon. To the weather/traffic spotters and condition scouts, those practical posts save trips. And to the reset champions who share misses, pivot cleanly, and try again. You're the heartbeat of this hunt. If I didn't call out your contribution today, I see you, I appreciate you, and you'll be in a future round. Until then, travel smart, hydrate, pack out what you pack in, and, say it with me, keep your compass true and your coffee hot.
Searching for a whisper in the pines. Mystery lurks in the shadow of the oaks. Legacy of treasure buried in lines. Legends wrapped in nature's unspoken jokes. Footprints fade in the morning dew. Gold hides beneath guide the restless hearts. Follow